Good morning, Top Fan Rivalry followers. It is your boy Big Dave and the Robin to my Batman. That's right, Baseball Bill in the house once again for a vitamin enriched dose of golden nuggets of baseball knowledge, an essential part of every day. That's right, you are tuning in to another episode of your mom's favorite baseball podcast, Can of Corn. Bill, how the heck are you today?
I'm amazing. I gotta tell you, I started Top Fan, I founded Top Fan, and now I got two bosses. I got Amber and Megan. Okay, now all of a sudden I started the group, but yet I'm Robin to your Batman. So I love it. As long as you don't call me Batgirl, I guess I'm okay.
I
But
mean, Robin smells better than Chewbacca, right? I mean, you could
oh
be
well,
Chewie to
well,
my
hey, hey,
Han.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
All right, man. Um, as recording right now, I know this is the morning time for our viewers, and if you're catching this on YouTube, we appreciate you so much. Do us a favor, go on and mash the subscribe button, okay? That helps us out tremendously. People always ask me, "What can I do to help Top Fan Rivalry? How can I help the brand? What you need, Dave?" Go hit subscribe, okay? That's the best way to show your appreciation for what we do here at Top Fan Rivalry. For fans, by fans, sports talk, fan related. You know, that's what we do, right?
Sports Talk
Um,
fan involved.
Fan involved. Okay, I'm related. Bill's involved. That's how we do it, right? Okay.
Right.
So I know this is
Okay.
kind of corn, and you come here for all tidbits of baseball, but it just wouldn't be right if Big Dave, the guy who bleeds orange, like my boy Mikey bleeds blue, would not talk about the Astros. Okay, so at press time, we had a businessman special today, and the mighty um, Justin Verlander. Don't call me what you call him, Bill.
Mr. Kid Upton.
Yeah, don't call me Kate Upton. Justin Verlander was back on the mound after a rehab stint. Um, JV looked good. He went 5 full innings, only giving up 4 hits on 2 runs, with 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. So for
Love
a
it.
guy that's coming back, I mean, Bill, I don't think even as a Dodger fan you would deny that's a pretty good comeback for a guy that's our age, still pumping this stuff out there. So I'll take it. He left the game trailing 2-1, and unfortunately, he took the loss in this one as the Astros fall to the Red Sox of Beantown, dropping the second game of a 3-game series. We still got a chance to pull it out tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Another little note: uh, our starting third baseman, Alex Bregman, soon to be Bill's problem as an Arizona Diamondback, I'm sure. Came back from having a couple of days off from sleeping wrong. These guys make all this money, and you think they'd have better beds. Is sleeping wrong, but I digress. Had a leadoff homer, so you know what? I'll take it. The bats were a little slow today, but based on the way we've been playing lately, if the boys in blue there can handle business tonight, we'll still hold a 5-game lead in the series. And if you'd have told me that in June, I wouldn't have made that bet. So, Bill, how are things? We're talking about the Dodgers there. How are things there in the
Yep.
ravine?
Well, wait a second. Um, okay, I'll let him know. Uh, LL Cool J just called in to this Top Fan Rivalry Sports desk and said, "Don't call it a comeback. Breckman's been here before for years. He's been here before. Just don't call it a comeback." All right. Anyways, everything's good at the Ravine. Dodgers are looking good. They're playing well. But my first question to you, Dave, today is this: Dodgers are paying Clayton Kershaw $5 million a year for 2 years, a $10 million contract total. The Giants are paying Blake Snell $35 million this season with a player option for next season, $70 million. Now, um, Clayton Kershaw is 2-2. Um, and Blake Snell is 2-3. Clayton Kershaw's ERA is almost full point below um, Blake Snell's. So who's got the better deal? Like, do the Dodgers got the better deal or the Giants got the better deal? Is it just because they're old? I mean, like, who's got the better deal?
Okay, Bill, you might want to sit down for this one. Okay.
Okay.
If we're talking career, it's not even close. Okay. I think Clayton, by far, he'll go down as one of the best pitchers of all time. Snell will go down as one of the most very good pitchers of all time, I think. Um, but as for this season, you're throwing numbers out there, and yes, Clayton has a almost full point lower ERA, but you got to look at serving size here. Okay, Snell has played, believe it or not, 3 times the games that Clayton has played, roughly -1. He's played 14. Clayton's played 5. Okay. So you got to kind of go serving size, 76 innings versus 24 innings. So if I'm going dollars to donuts, of course, the better deal is the guy you're getting more action out of. Not to mention, only one of these guys has a no hitter this year. Just saying. Okay. Um, you know,
Mm,
everybody
mm,
loves Sports Center stats. So, as much as
mm.
I can't believe it, I gotta say that at this point, the better bargain is Blake Snell. I'm sorry, and
And
I know that that's
and
going to
I
be a
get that.
tough pill to swallow.
No, no, no. I understand. I understand your justification. But what does it say to you? Now, the Giants score a lot of runs too. Now, we're not talking about the White Sox, right? If we were talking about the White Sox and win-loss record, it's no brainer, right? Why do we care? But it took Blake Snell 76 innings, or it took him 14 games to get 2 wins, and it took Clayton 5 games to get 2 wins. Now, you said it, Clayton, and I'm going to be bold here. Clayton is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I want to meet the writers that won't vote for Clayton Kershaw to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's probably the same writers that are making Billy Wagner wait till his last ballot. So you never know.
So probably it's probably the same writer that held out on the Derek Jeter one so that he didn't get 100%. Who
Yes,
knows, right? I
yes,
mean, let's
yes,
just call a spade, something stupid, right? But
yes, yes.
honestly, I think here's and I'll bust Sam's chops, Grand Slam Sam, all day long. But in all reality, Blake Snell, he did something stupid. He gambled. And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Remember, he missed all of spring training trying to find a team to play for. And then he ended up on the IL early on. And it wasn't until his last 2 starts. Prior to these last 2 starts, his ERA was over 6. So I don't know about you, but if you and I are signing the front side of that paycheck and we're giving this dude almost 3 million a month, I want more than 2 wins and a just under 4 ERA.
And I hear you. Okay, I acknowledge, your point of view on this. However, you
However,
can't you cannot blame Blake Snell for that. Blake Snell bet on Blake Snell. The problem is he didn't bet on Scott Boras because
yeah,
Scott Boras was the one that screwed him over. So,
that's true.
that's for another topic. Obviously, I think going forward, I think Kershaw has the chance to be a better asset to his team. I think, unfortunately, this was supposed to be the Giants' year. And Sam, cover your ears. You're not going to make the playoffs this year, believe it or not. You're getting hot, but I just don't think you got the NL is jam packed with contenders. And after 162 games, pretty much always the best teams will rise to the top. And you can see that clearly in Houston. But I digress. We're talking
Right.
about winning. We're talking about Houston. We're talking about winners. Another team that is probably going to go down as the first team this year to clinch their division. The Brewers are I think front runners and the easy odds on favorite to go on and clinch the Central pretty soon here. But Bill, my question is, does that culture, does that regular season, performance, does that transcend? Does that carry over to the playoffs?
So with some teams, and don't at me, Brewers fans, with some teams, yes. This is a great question, Dave. You came up with a good one today.
That's
Um,
what I do.
the for some teams, yes. I mean, these guys are, I think, 11 and a half or 12 games over their next closest team. The issue is I just saw Milwaukee play the Dodgers, and literally in a 4 game set, and the Dodgers took two, great, and the Brewers took two. But out of those 2 games the Dodgers lost, the Dodgers beat themselves one of them. There, there's nothing in that lineup and that group that screams at me. And now with Christian Yelich out for the whole season, for the remainder of the season, there's nothing that screams to me in a best of five series. Now, the Brewers are not going to miss the wild card round. They're going to have to play in the wild card round because they're not. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Philly, they have a chance to catch Philly, but there's a decent chance here that they're going to hit the wild card round. Um, I just don't know. This isn't, and they could be sneaky good. They could be like I hate to say this to you, but like the Rangers, where they limp into into the playoffs and then just turn it on, right? So
Who?
the South Oklahoma Rangers or whatever you call them, right?
That third place team that's not going to sniff the playoffs this year.
Oh, they're not even going to sniff 500. Are you kidding me?
I
It's
and
one
I
and
did
done.
run it back. Okay, go back, check the episodes. Big Dave called it. I'm just saying. Hashtag.
All I got to say is, Jen Mahoney, we still love you. We still appreciate you. You're absolutely amazing. Um, Better luck next year.
Hey, you know what? I have a whole stack right here. Astros bandwagon applications. Just call me. We'll send them out. You guys can come on down I-45 South and join the team.
There
Um,
you go. What do you
uh,
think about this?
well, you brought up a good thing, a big key. And Christian Yelich going down. I mean, we're talking about an MVP caliber player. We're talking about
Okay.
um, not only that, the locker room leader, a veteran presence, a guy who's been there before. There's a lot of guys on this team that have no playoff experience or very little. And right now, I think they're actually at a virtual tie with Philly for the second place record.
Yep.
But I mean, you can't deny that the Dodgers are only 2 games ahead. So I mean, things could change. That's the Dodgers could find their way into the wild card round if they're not careful. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm okay with that. The last two seasons, the Dodgers have
Well, yeah,
not.
you may not want to be the lead dog going in there. Yeah. So if I see y'all let off the gas and let the pods catch up, I know what's going on. Okay. You're throwing in the fix to get the wild card. But anyway, that they've got key injuries. And like I mentioned before, the NL is just jam packed. You make it to the playoffs, you're facing the Braves, you're facing the D-backs, possibly the Padres. Meg, your Mets may even do something and sneak in there. All those teams are teams that I probably wouldn't want to play in the first round or in the wild card round. Anything can happen. So, unfortunately, I think that there's just too much um, competition in the National League. So it would probably be if I was an NL team, I don't think I'd mind playing the Brewers first.
Yeah, makes
But
sense.
you know what? Stranger things have happened. Let them get a first round bye, and the Dodgers or the Phillies falter or somehow. Baseball. You call down the baseball gods, and you never know what would happen. So, but
Exactly. Exactly. So, Dave, before I ask you a question, I got to stop us here for a second. Okay. For those of you that aren't familiar and are listening to this on YouTube, okay, we have a thing called the locker room. Okay. It's $25 a year. Okay. And if you use the code,
Big Dave, Bigdave.
it's going to get you 10% off. Now, there's fun stuff
That's two
behind there.
dollars and 50 cents, folks. Okay, that's real money. All right,
Yeah,
that you might as well consider that Dave mailed you $2.50. That's how
there
much
you
of a
go.
nice guy that I am.
How much of a nice guy are you? So there it is. So not only do you get access to our locker room, which will have all the content in there, plus articles written, um, but we have events. Now we're coming into the off season, and we have private exclusive events. Just a couple of days ago, we had our first ever ladies' night only, right here on Zoom, wherever you are in the country. But you are only invited if you're a locker room access member. You had one lady talk about working in professional sports. You had another lady talking about how she gears up for games. Next month, we haven't announced who it is yet, but I guarantee you do not want to miss it. We've already set it up. It's already done. Dave doesn't even know about it. I guarantee you when we're done, he's going to ask me, Bill, who is that? Now, in the month of September, we have one of these.
Find out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one.
get the scoop. All right.
Get the scoop. That's right.
My people.
So in September, you have one of these. Okay, it's going to be an all family. But in the month of October, we're going to have two of them, and one of them is going to be a fellas night only. Okay, and we're working on our guests for the fellas night only. Okay, but you don't get invited to this unless you're a locker room access member. So if you want a community, if you want baseball community, it costs you $25 a year. Dave just gave you a code that gets you $2.50 off. So get in the locker room.
2250 a year, folks. Okay. I mean, that is an unimaginable amount of baseball, high quality content for
Yeah,
pennies on the day. We're talking pennies a day.
yeah. Don't make me divide it by 365 days and all this stuff. I mean, I'll do that if I need to, but
I was told there would be no math. Okay. I already
exactly.
broke out the 10%, and that's my I'm stopping there.
That's where you're sticking to it. All right, so Dave, now that we've talked about the locker room, there's collectibles in there, there's dugout mugs in there, there's hats, there's t-shirts, there's all kinds of fun stuff back there. You want a baseball community, we got you. And we're gonna start launching into putting our toe in the NFL water. So pay attention, folks. If you're not part of TopFanRivalry.com, you are going to miss out on the best community there is. Now, that being said,
If
digress.
you think you love Big Dave and Bill talking baseball, wait until you get the gridiron version. That's all I'm saying. Okay. You can almost hear Steve Sable in the back. You know what I'm saying? Dun, 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 dun. NFL Films presents. I'm just saying, high quality stuff. Don't miss out. Okay. Go get your locker room access. Okay. Seriously, guys, get your locker room access. The code will also work in the shop for anything, all you need. Go get your dugout mugs, get your
Yeah.
baseball cards, join the t shirt club. I'm telling you, you can thank me later. You will not be disappointed.
Amen. Okay, so Dave, let me ask you a question. It's time to talk Rookie of the Year. Now, my own personal opinion is that Chris Sale may or may not be running away with the NL Cy Young. I mean, the guy's like 14-4, his ERA is under 3, strikeout to walk ratio is amazing. So that begs the question. The Pirates are not out yet, but they very well could be mathematically eliminated in the next 15 days or so, which means Paul Skeens might get shut down or slowed down. So if you were voting for the NL Rookie of the Year and you have a ballot on there, who are you voting for? Paul Skeens or Jackson Merrill?
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. This just in from the Top Fan Rivalry Sports book. Um, if you'd asked me this a month ago, I would have said Paul Skeens in a runaway.
Right.
Um,
Right.
he has made a huge difference to that Pirates rotation. Um, he doesn't have the exactly, he doesn't have the win total as a Chris Sale. So, like you said, Cy Young may be out of his reach, but this guy will be winning a Cy Young, barring an injury, knock on wood, aka Steven Strasburg or something like that. But Jackson Merrill has turned it on.
Yes.
Okay. I'm talking the separation on the betting line. Look, I don't know if you guys bet out there and it's illegal in Texas. You're not supposed to do it. So I don't condone anything illegal. But um, if you bet $10 on each, you're only winning 17 something back on Paul, and you get a fat $20 if you bet on Jackson Merrill. A month ago, it wasn't even that close. So even Vegas is noticing the trend. Merrill has skyrocketed up the betting board. The rookie center fielder has over the last 2 weeks has just really he's keyed in. You know what I'm saying? He's getting hot at the right time, and that's rare for a rookie or even a player his age. Not only is he a rookie, some guys are rookies and have been playing for a long time. He's a young guy. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who was playing high school ball just a few years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think he is the dark horse, and right now I would put my money on Jackson Merrill. Um, and this maybe you're a pitcher. I was a position player. I think pitchers get it easy. They're only playing every 4 or 5 days. Merrill's out there day in, day out, putting in the numbers. I think it's easier for a position player to win the award. I mean, you've got to really be absolutely lights out. And like I said, a month ago, I think it was Schemes to take. But if the trend continues, and I think the kid will continue to do it, um, Jackson Merrill, bet it.
So,
Otani says bet it.
uh, right, that right. Okay, so here's what's funny, Dave, and this is, and I'm you had said, that you had a couple of weeks ago said about, or beginning of the season said about the Rangers. I'm gonna tell you, I was up watching the Korea series, um, and I'm not gonna lie to you, my friend. I watched Jackson Merrill go 0 for 4 in the first game. And some people in San Diego were chirping on social media, oh, he's too young, he's only 20. Did we bring him up too soon? And I laughed. I said, this guy is going to be a stud. And then the next day, I think he hit a home run or something. He went like 2 for 3. Jackson Merrill is not a guy I want to face at all. So if you had, nor is Paul Skeens, by the way, no shade to Paul Skeens. If I had to choose right now which direction I'm going to go, I'm going to give it to Jackson because it's really hard to give a Rookie of the Year award to a guy that plays every 5 days.
I'm telling you, I've said it for years. They just give all these crutches. Pitchers are the quarterbacks of Major League Football. How about that for an NFL segue? Book it. I'm just telling you. They give them so much coddling. You got a pitch count. You're not ready. I'm a pitcher. Oh, I got stiffness in my elbow. Get out there, rack away, get the hits in. Tremendous fielder. He would start on 30, 29 other outfields right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No kidding. Including the 2024 World Champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Man, you keep saying that, and dude, I can't wait if I got to run this back and run this on the opening day next year. You might
I
want to be
listen. I'm trying
careful.
to speak it into existence, my friend.
I mean,
Right,
I'm a fan of manifestation, but I mean, the baseball gods are fickle. Just saying. All
right.
right, look, Bill, this has been a
Yep.
great time as always. You know what I'm saying? I love coming down to the Bat Cave, and that's baseball Bat Cave. How you like that? Like I
Love
said,
it.
that's Robin. I'm Fat Man. I mean Batman. Whatever. Um, we talked about the Astros. We let Bill mention the Dodgers. Um, Bill likes Kershaw this year over Snell. We both think the Brewers may not necessarily take their winning ways into October further. We're both betting on Jackson Merrill. Let's get now to what we like to call off the record. Um, and right now, the playoff bracket is starting to materialize. Like we said, the Brewers are probably going to clinch very soon. And you've got almost 5 game leads in basically every division minus a few. Um, Bill, what team do you think will make a surge towards the end of the road here and thrust themselves into October that nobody saw coming?
Um, so if I went league by league, real simple. In the National League, I think that the Mets are not going to Met. I think the Mets are going to actually make the playoffs, which means either the Braves, the Diamondbacks, or the Padres are going to slow down. My guess is on one of the National League West teams. If you're asking me in the American League, everybody pay attention to what Boston's doing. No disrespect because they just played Houston, but pay attention. They are a really good team and they don't have the pressures that they typically have because everybody's paying attention to the Brewers and the Yankees. So, and in the American League West, it's win or go home. It's not about a wild card. So it's win or go home. And yeah, so I don't be surprised if you see those two teams make it in. What do you think, Dave?
Well, they say that great minds think alike, and in this case, Bill, you are right on the money. Much to the happiness of our beloved Meg. Meg, get your gear ready. you're gonna get some October baseball. I got a feeling. Okay.
Mm,
Um, and the team is a team that, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think I'd want to play in the first round of the playoffs. Um,
mm-mm,
the stadium is going to be electric for those games.
mm-hmm.
And that lineup can score runs quick, fast, in a hurry. So I would go in the National League with the Mets. Although, what a story and great time I would have to watch Bill have to watch the Giants sneak in there. And then you got the Padres and the Giants in the playoffs. I'm talking about, whoa. And then if you got to play one of them in the first round, you know it's going to be tough. No matter who it is, if they're playing y'all in the first round, it's all bets off. So, Sam, I'm rooting for you, guy. Get your seals together and get out there to McCovey Cove and channel your inner Willie Mays. Get to the playoffs. Let's make Bill squirm.
So, Dave, you know what's funny about this, right? Is, I said, hey, there might be a team that might draw back, and I'm not going to pick Diamondbacks um, or the Padres or anything like that. But listen to this. Today's game in San Diego, Mets versus Padres. The next four games, Mets versus Padres. Then they go to St. Louis, and they have to play in St. Louis, who's fighting for their lives. The Padres still have six more with the Giants. They have two with the Mariners. They have three with you guys, and they finish the season. Their last five games of the season are at Dodger Stadium for three and at Arizona for the last three. So if you're looking at schedules, you're shaking your head going, maybe.
I'm just saying, it would be worth the price of admission to just watch you have to deal with two NL West teams in the playoffs with the Dodgers. And quickly, I piggyback off you said. I've seen it the last two games. That Red Sox lineup is good. The pitching staff can hold their own. Kenley Jansen is still owned by the Astros, but you know what? If we go into the ninth with the lead, we don't have to worry about them. But yeah, they're scary good. The Rays are playing good ball. I just don't think they got enough. And like you said, Seattle, it's win and get in the AL West. And I think the Astros have, like I said, with a 5-game lead. If you guys in Pantone Blue can handle your business tonight, keep it a 5-game lead since we lost today. But that's okay. Um, it'll come down to the wire. More importantly, though, you've got 14 home runs away from getting wet. Just saying, don't forget about our little bet.
I have
As
not
soon as
forgotten.
the day that he hits 59, I'm going to be expecting a video in my inbox. I'm just saying. Um, Tune in later, though. It was a
I'm up
great
for it.
time,
Let's go.
Bill. As always, man, I appreciate it. I love coming on here talking baseball with you. For all of the top fan followers out there, once again, if you're following us on YouTube and catching the free content, you cheapskates. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Enjoy the free content. Do us a favor. Go on and mash that subscribe button. Okay. And while you're at it, get your locker room access. Go over to TopFanRivalry.com. It's $25 a year. Use the code Big Dave. Save yourself $250. All right. Everything is going up. Inflation is going crazy. Top Fan Rivalry is giving you a discount. $22.50 for a year's worth of content. You get shows like Can of Corn. You get the shows like Odd Couple with my buddy in blue, Mikey. You get Susie Q with Astros in Orbit. You get Tiger Town. You get there's shows for every team almost. Okay, don't add me. No, oh, Dave, we don't have an expos. I get it. Okay, sorry. But nevertheless, go get your locker room access, man. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. I have been lucky enough to been asked to write a couple of articles. The articles are written by the fans from a fan's point of view. You can't beat it. You're not going to find content like this anywhere else. TopFanRivalry.com.
Love it. Dave, let's do it again.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Bill, thank you so much. Everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. Live the life you love the life you live, and always go Stros.
Go Dodgers.